Do you or a loved one know of a porg that has been victimized by the sequel's depiction of them? Are you outraged that they collectively have more screen time than Luke Skywalker in The Force Awakens than The Rise of the Jedi? If so, you may be able to help. One subscribe equals one porg saved and rehomed to a loving family to make sure that it's taken care of and not seen as food or better than Luke Skywalker. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another beginner's guide to Star Wars. This is the Lightspeed Skipper, and today we're going to be talking about lightsabers. I know, exciting. It's the swingy, pointy laser sword things that they use to make all these like cool montages in the movies like this. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, lightsabers are probably my favorite thing in Star Wars universe, but it's funny, I don't think they're really talked about that much, other than they're like this sacred thing and you shouldn't lose your lightsaber and all this other stuff, but they don't really hit on them that much in the movies. In the novelizations of books and stuff like that, for sure, but not really in the big screen, so I think that's kind of disappointing. But starting before the actual laser sword era, Jedi used these like swords, almost like samurai swords, and that's how they fought and defended themselves. Now, as time progressed and the technology evolved, they created these hilts that house kyber crystals. Now, this goes for Jedi or Sith. Both use kyber crystals and hilts, pommels, emitters, all that stuff. And there's only a few differences, and I'll get into that in a second, but let's start with the Jedi. Now, when it's time for the Jedi to create their lightsaber, they're taken to a planet called Ilum, and it's ice planet, and there's a certain rotation of the sun that happens. There's a cave filled with kyber crystals that the Padawans are taken to, and there's this gate that gets melted by the sun. Now, in that cave, they're going to have to face trials of fears, self-worth, all these things. They're going to have to face these to find their kyber crystal using the Force. Now, if the Jedi doesn't find their kyber crystal before the ice melts back over the door, they may have to wait a long time to make their lightsaber again. Now, after using the Force and finding their kyber crystals, the Padawans are taken back to either the Jedi Temple or a spaceship, and they're given materials that are unique to them and a blueprint to create the lightsabers. Doing this, they make something that is completely unique to them, and they use their telekinetic force powers to build the lightsaber in an exact order that's described on the blueprint. And once they do that, they're the brand new owner of their own lightsaber. Just make sure you don't lose it.
Again. Obi-Wan's gonna kill me.
Now with the Sith, it's not as trial-y. They are given all the materials and everything like that, and they build their lightsaber and they have their kyber crystal. The only thing that's different is bleeding the kyber crystal. Bleeding the kyber crystal is using the Force to pour in all their hatred, anger, fear, everything, all their raw, angry emotions into this kyber crystal. Within doing so, it turns the blade color red. So you'll notice how many Jedi have different color kyber crystals, and that's cool, but only the Sith have red. And I remember growing up and being like, why is there red? Other than the fact that, you know, they were like villains, that made sense to me. But I was like, why is it only red? And turns out they bleed their kyber crystal. And I don't know, I think that's a cool fact. It adds like this darker aspect to the Sith and the Sith practitioners. So I think that's pretty cool. Alrighty guys, that will conclude my video on how lightsabers are made. I hope you learned something, and make sure you hit subscribe so that way you catch all these videos coming out in this series, so that way you can learn more about Star Wars. Until next time, have a great day.